Welcome to another episode of The Brand Called You, a podcast and podcast show that brings you leadership lessons, knowledge, experience, and wisdom from thousands of successful individuals from around the world. I'm your host, Ashutosh Garg, and today I'm delighted to welcome a very senior and accomplished professional from Istanbul, Turkey, Mr. Felix Tih. Welcome, Felix. Welcome to the show.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. I'm very happy to be part of the show. It's an honor for me.
Thank you. Felix is a life and mindset coach. He's a former journalist and has worked with several leading media houses. He's also an author on a book titled Personal Branding, Mastering Your Digital Presence. So, Felix, before we go further, tell me a little bit about the winning mindset that you have developed and how is this helping people?
This is I like the question. You know, many people go through life with a lot of limiting beliefs. They want to achieve their goals. They cannot. They are working too hard. Mm-hmm. And they think the key is just to work hard. So after going through a lot of setbacks, a lot of anger because of my career maybe, and the things that I wanted to achieve, I couldn't. So I dove deep into myself to see what is not working. Mm-hmm. So in the process, I developed this system. I knew that, wow, I can help also others to overcome their limited beliefs, mm-hmm. to set a roadmap where they can follow and achieve their goals faster than before. Mm-hmm. This is all about helping people connect with their authentic selves, mm-hmm. so that they can see the world like their inner self sees it. This helps them achieve their goals faster than before, experience greater levels of joy, creativity, self-expression, wealth, health, everything.
Wonderful. And would you like to elaborate a little more on maybe the steps you follow to help people achieve the winning mindset?
When I take people, for now I work one-on-one. I'm in the process of setting up a group coaching platform. Okay. When someone comes to me, we discuss, we talk, we see if we are a good fit. I see if we are a good fit, if I can help this person, if we are on the same vibration. Then after discussion, after 1-2 sessions, I have identified their limited beliefs. Mm-hmm. Because when we talk, I know where they want to go. They talk about their goals, talk about what has been holding them back. And the whole process is to identify their limited beliefs and to help them overcome all these obstacles in the mind, because when the mind is clear, your actions or the path is open for you. Mm-hmm. So when I identify the limiting beliefs, we clear the road, then I guide them through the process.
Okay.
So this is how we will move. Then they do the decisions. I don't make any decision for them. Mm. They take all the decisions, but I just guide them with my experience. I guide them through the process. That's it.
Wonderful. And for my viewers and listeners, can you give me an example of limiting beliefs?
Okay, I can do this. Mm-hmm. Maybe because you were born from a poor family, you are there, you are going to school, you see people, you have these big dreams. You want to become, let's say, an engineer or a successful business person. Mm-hmm. But because the environment that you were born in, this is what is in your mind. This is what is in you. You think that is you. That is your true identity. Mm-hmm. Because you were born in poverty and everything. So most of the time people say, I can't do this. I can't do this. That is what is blocking you, because deep inside your mind, you don't believe in it. There is no good self-image. Another example, I'll take another example for women, because I've worked a lot with women. Mm-hmm. Women have so much potential, but most women, when they have kids, they're at home with family, they have a lot of goals, like personal goals, mm-hmm. can be business, anything. But they believe that with family, with kids, I can't pursue my goals. Meanwhile, there is a system where these women, you can still pursue your goals, reach great heights, being in a lovely family, husband, children, and everything.
Amazing. So what I'm hearing you say is that you help people change mindsets, and yes. Mindsets could have, deeply ingrained thoughts from your once childhood, and you help people come out of some of those.
Yes.
Wonderful. So my next question to you is that how can change of a mindset help a young startup entrepreneur?
That's wonderful. Young people, there are a lot of young people now who start businesses and these things. No matter what you do, mindset is 80%.
Mm-hmm.
No matter the strategy you adopt. Because most people, young entrepreneurs, when they start the business, they believe they have to work too hard.
Mm-hmm.
They have to work day and night for this thing to work. Of course, you need to work. But the mindset, the way you see your business, the change of perspective, to you, your vision is more important than the strategy that you put in place. You can put whatever strategy, but if your perspective, your vision for yourself and your business is not in alignment, if you are not in that point of vibration between your views, your current state, and what you really want, then you will not get there, no matter how hard you work. That is why mindset is always a greater part of everything we are achieving.
Very interesting. So my next question to you was on coaching, and it's often been discussed around the world with coaches. How long should a coaching association be for?
This depends only on the coach and the coachee.
Mm-hmm.
Some people just take one session and that's okay. I don't say that's okay for them, but it depends on their needs and what they can afford. For example, my winning mindset is 3 months. It's a 3 months program because I like to go deep into the person, create a relationship with that individual.
Right.
I don't just like to talk with them one session and that's it, because I believe I can't change anything in one session. That's why I do a program, a long program, where we walk through your life and then see what we have to change along the process.
Very interesting. And the other question that I've often been asked by coachees is, how does a coachee evaluate a coach?
This is amazing because many people come in, they don't know how to evaluate the coach. When you talk with someone, no matter what, a coach or anything, when you feel that connection, first of all, you search the person, you look for the person, you check on LinkedIn, on Google. Has this person worked with A or B? When you check all these things, when you talk with a person, is there a connection between you and that person? If you don't feel the connection, first, no need to hire that coach, no matter how cheap he or she is. No need to hire the coach. Now, if this coach helps you identify anything or helps you overcome these obstacles, helps you feel that inner power in you, then you are on the right path. Help you achieve your goals, because the goal is to achieve your goals, no matter what.
Correct.
It helps you achieve your goals, like move forward. Then you are on the right path. Then that's it.
Very interesting. So Felix, let's now move to personal branding and your book, Personal Branding, Master Your Digital Presence. Before I ask you any questions, is this book available on Amazon?
It is available on Amazon. I think it came out in 2018.
Okay.
Yes.
So I'll urge all my viewers and listeners to check out your book. So tell me about your book and what was your hypothesis to write the book?
Long ago, I saw when many people came to the internet trying to do stuff, trying to write things, promote their businesses or themselves. I searched, I said, by the way, many people are jumping into the internet to promote their businesses or promote themselves. I said, by the way, but some people didn't know, like some corporate workers and stuff. They didn't know that they could do this for themselves. People thought personal branding or having a great profile on LinkedIn or on the internet is just for entrepreneurs or for celebrities, politicians. No, personal branding is all about your image, your voice, how you stand out from the crowd. So I try to put together a lot of things, help people, especially beginners, how they can come and pass their messages across the internet, social media platforms. Because no matter what, even if you apply for a job, the hiring managers, they will Google you. So I help them through this process to have all their profiles in line with their beliefs, what they want to share, the messages they want people to see. That's what I talk in the book. By the way, I'm working on another edition of that book that will be released maybe later this year or next year.
Okay. And for my viewers and listeners, just help me understand what is a personal brand and why should someone invest in their personal brand?
Personal branding is all about crafting your image to help you stand out from the crowd. Okay. Because if you don't do that, someone else will do it for you. The comment you make on the internet, everywhere, on Twitter, Facebook, everywhere, it counts. It is also part of your brand. Okay. It's just the way you craft your image, the way you pass your messages across. This will help you stand out because when you post something, for example, this is just a small example, you don't just post it because it should be something you believe in, something that is in line with you, your beliefs, your job, or anything. It can be religion if you do believe anything. So it should, just liking something, it should be in line with your values. That's it all about. If you don't do this, then someone else will do it for you. It's so important because it helps people check you out, say, wow, you have a positive view, a great view on this particular topic. Why not get in contact with you?
Interesting. And what are the steps to follow to start building one's personal brand?
First of all, is to check what you really want. What are your goals? You ask yourself, what are my goals? What do I really want?
So can you give me an example of someone who has set goals?
I will give you an example. Let me say an example of myself when I started the internet. I asked myself, by the way, I have created a lot of profiles on every social media. What is my goal? So my main goal was to lift other people up, to motivate people and lift them up. Because most of the people are sad, people are in this. So I wanted to play a role in their well-being, in their happiness. So what I did, the first step, I created a profile on every social media, mostly like 3 or 4 social media platforms. And identified the kind of messages that I'll pass across. In the beginning, I was sharing only stuff that makes people smile and laugh a lot, or talk about kindness. So I used to share on all these platforms. So many people who knew me, they said, by the way, Felix is very kind. He likes to share this kind of videos or text or these conversations. That's the first step. From there, you see how you can ameliorate what you have been doing, still in line with your goals. Goals can change. So you should change the things to gradually in line with your goals.
Very interesting. The next thing that always comes up is once I have taken a call that I want to build my personal brand, social media is the first place you start. But like you mentioned, you selected 3 or 4 different social media platforms. How does someone who's starting decide which platform to select?
It depends. I often say it depends where you are comfortable with. First of all, but another thing is this, we should know, I have been a journalist too for long. We know that, for example, for journalists, you should have a Twitter account for sure. No matter what, you should have a Twitter account. So it depends what you do and how you do it. But there are some social media platforms that are there. No matter what, you should have it, like LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram. There's also TikTok there. I am not personally on TikTok, but I know it's there and it is growing.
Yeah,
it's still growing a lot. It depends, first of all, where you are comfortable with, your profession, what you do, where your industry lies, where they are. But nowadays, we see that almost everybody is on LinkedIn too. So no matter what you do, you should have a LinkedIn profile.
Very interesting. And how does one effectively use our presence on these different platforms?
I will come back to what I said. It's all about goals. You set your goals. You say, what do I want to do? I want to share things. I want to help other people. I want to get other people to see me. If I'm a job seeker, I'll go on LinkedIn. I will search things talking about what I really want. I will comment on it from time to time, make some valuable comments, maybe contact some hiring managers, talk with them, contact other people who can help me make my profile look better with LinkedIn tips or CV tips.
Right.
It's just an example. It depends on your goals.
Mm.
Don't do things that are against or are not in line with your goals.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay. My next question is that at what stage of my career should I start to look at building my personal brand?
From the beginning.
Okay.
This is from the beginning. Now it's great. When I was still at the university, I wasn't thinking about all of this, but now I'm happy because I see students, university students, they have already their social media profiles, and some are trying to do it the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
So there is no beginning. When you can, just start whenever you can. Don't wait to have a job in this field and do, or when you get promoted. No, you can start at any time, and because you will change your jobs or your goals will change and modify everything with time. So you craft it more and more as you grow.
And given today's exposure to social media for every individual, what are some of the dangers of personal branding?
Some of the dangers of personal branding are, if you don't choose the right brand, have to brand yourself. If you brand it the wrong way, if you choose one thing, talk about some, let's say you are you're an engineer, but you are in personal branding, and you choose to talk about some other things that are not related to what you do, and maybe you are on LinkedIn and Twitter and all these things. You make a lot of posts, but they are not in connection with what you do directly or what you really want. When you maybe apply for something, you have a great brand, by the way. Maybe when you apply for something or for a job or for any speaking engagement, people will check you out. You applied for this, and then what are you doing? What are you posting? What are you talking about? They're not in line with what you applied for or what you did. So that's a great danger for you. You didn't respect the rules, and then that's it. You won't get to what you really want.
Well said. Well said. So time for 2 or 3 more questions. My next question is that, is behavioral change a precursor to building a personal brand?
Yes, because in my book, there is a part I talk about building your brand offline. You know, we post a lot on LinkedIn or on social media in general. We talk on TVs, every social media platform on the internet. What we say when we are not on the internet shouldn't be different. So that is what we post, what we say on the internet should reflect our values. What we say when we are with friends, family, and everything. It shouldn't be two different people. Of course, one side can be very professional, but your real self should be in your profession also.
Okay.
So, by the way, when you decide what you want to do, that is it. You have to change your behavior and be in line with whatever you want to achieve.
And Felix, a lot of people are working for different companies. Will there be a conflict between my personal brand and the brand of the company?
Normally, there shouldn't be a conflict between your brand and the company's brand. Because when you work for a company, you are part of that company.
Correct.
You should do your brand in line with the values of that company. Of course, people work for companies not just because they really love it, some just because they want a job. But your brand should be somehow, it's a great tip for everybody who is in this situation. You should make your brand a little bit more general, not too specific if you are not with that company at heart. So make your brand should be a little bit general, not too specific, because when it is general, it's hard to find a conflict there. If it is too specific and it is not in line with that company's values and stuff, then there will be a conflict.
Very interesting. And my last question to you, and this is for the many people who will listen to our conversation, what would you say are 3 lessons that you would like our viewers and listeners to take away from our conversation today? And this could be on coaching, or this could be on personal branding.
The first thing, whatever you do, your mindset is everything.
Mhm.
It will help you move forward and achieve your goals faster than before. It will help you be in alignment with yourself so that you can love yourself, love people around you better than before. The second lesson, what we have been talking about now, is personal branding. No matter what you do, you need a brand. You need to stand out. You need to show yourself, because we live in a digital world, first of all. You need to show yourself in a way that you love, that you like, what you really want. How? Craft your messages according to what you really want. And then the last thing, always seek help. No matter what you want to do, no matter which level you are, it can be young, old, no matter what, seek help and people will help you, because you can't do it alone. We are here to help everyone. We help each other.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Felix, on that note, thank you so much for speaking to me. Thank you for talking to me about the winning mindset, about your journey as a coach and what goes into developing a positive or a winning mindset for each one of our leaders. Thank you for talking to me about your book, Personal Branding, Master Your Digital Presence, and all the advantages and challenges of building one's personal brand. Thank you again for speaking to me, and good luck.
Thank you a lot. I'm honored. Thanks a lot.
Thank you for listening to the Brand Called You videocast and podcast, a platform that brings you knowledge, experience, and wisdom of hundreds of successful individuals from around the world. Do visit our website www.tbcy.in to watch and listen to the stories of many more individuals. You can also follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Just search for the Brand Called You.